Hello everybody, welcome back to the video lecture series of PPS, and that is Programming for Problem Solving. My name is Jinal Jhala and I am your instructor of this subject. In previous video we had already started our first module, that is Introduction to Computer and Programming, and we had already discussed some examples related to algorithm and flowchart. And in last lecture we have already seen our first example of repetition problem, that is display 1 to 10 numbers. And today in this video lecture we are going to discuss about the same type of problem, repetition problem. So just to see the our problem. What is the definition? Display sum of 1 to 10 numbers. In previous example we have a display 1 to 10 numbers, but here we have to print the sum of 1 to 10 numbers. Means what is the procedure? We have to do 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 10 and our answer will be 55. So our input is 1 to 10 numbers, then process is addition of that all numbers and our output is 55. How we can do it? For any type of repetition problem, we have to remember 4 different steps, which are, first of all we have to think about starting point. Means I is equal to 1. We have to assign our initial value. Then after think about termination. So this is our termination. I starting from 1 but I lesser equal to 10 is our termination condition. Then what is the procedure? Here sum is our procedure, and this process in repetition form 10 times we have to do sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 10. So let us start how we can write the algorithm. So start with algorithm. In algorithm our first step is always start. So just write down start. Next step is starting value, and starting value of variable is 1, and here we have to take one another variable for sum, and sum is equal to 0. Why here we take 0? I will discuss in later with example. Then after third step is same like previous one, that repeat statement. With statements we don't know in advance, so we will write in later until our termination condition is I lesser equal to 10. Until I lesser equal to 10. Now our fourth step is sum. So how we can write it? Sum is equal to sum plus I, and I start from 1, but after 1 the next value of I will be 2, then after 3, then after 4. For that just increment the value of I, and these 3 steps we have to repeat until I lesser equal to 10. So here we can write statement number 3 to 5. Now just to see how these 2 statements will execute in repetition. Our formula is sum is equal to sum plus I, and initially I is equal to 1 and sum is equal to 0. So when our I is equal to 1. Our sum is like 0 plus 1, that is 1. Next statement is I is equal to I plus 1, means 1 plus 1. So our next I is 2. And again we have to execute sum is equal to sum plus I. But now these value will not be considered. Here our updated sum is 1. So our next sum is our updated sum, that is 1. And here I, our updated I is 2. So here 1 plus 2 will perform, and that is 3. Again I is equal to I plus 1. So I become 3. And again sum is equal to sum plus I. So now updated sum is 3 and updated I is also 3. So 3 plus 3 we will get 6. In this way this process done in repetition until our I become 10. So in this way these 3 steps repeatedly perform, and all time check the condition. First 1, so 1 less or equal to 10, yes, then perform these 2 steps. Again I2, 2 less or equal to 10, yes, so again we have to perform this step. Now when our I become 11, then our this termination condition become false. 11 less or equal to 10, condition false. In that case jump to the next statement, and in next statement what we can write it, we have to display the answer of sum, because the value of final answer will be stored in this variable. So we have to display the same variable. So I am writing display sum, and at last stop. So finally in sum variable 55 answer will be stored and 55 will be displayed on the screen. So algorithm is completed. Now move to the flowchart part. For flowchart, first step is start, and start we can write in oval. Now next step is I is equal to 1 and sum is equal to 0. This is also called as expression, and expression represent in rectangle symbol. And here we can write in rectangle I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. Now here in third step you can show here this is our condition, and for condition we have to use diamond symbol, and in diamond just write the condition, that is I less or equal to 10 question mark. And this condition either will be true or false. So if this condition true, then execute these 2 statements, statement number 4 and statement number 5. And here sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1, also expressions. So again we have to use rectangle. And next is I is equal to I plus 1. But now change is here. After I plus 1 we have to again check the condition. So our control goes to the back on the condition. So how it will execute? Initially I1, check the condition, that 1 less or equal to 10, yes, then these 2 steps will execute. Then after I will be 2, again check the condition, if true then again execute these 2 steps in this way these process happen in repetition until our I become 10. Now in false part, what we can write it here? Display sum is the false part. So here in condition false part, our output will be display, and for output we have to use parallelogram. So display sum and last stop. So in this way we can draw flow chart of display the sum of 1 to 10 numbers. Now change in definition, like if you given that display the sum of 1 to n numbers. 1 to n numbers means some modification is required here. If n is equal to 3, then our process is like 1 plus 2 plus 3 and our output will be 6. If I am enter n is equal to 5, then what we have to do? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So enter the value of n. We have to add here that input n, and where we can add it? After our first statement, that is start. So here first number is start, and then second is a input n. Now we have to change the numbers according to our statements. So here this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and last is 8. Now it is completed or not? No. Why? Because we have to change in our termination condition also. Because here I am writing I less or equal to 10, but now 10 is not here because we have to do sum of 1 to n. So simply replace the 10 with n. So when you enter the value of n is 5, then it will automatically take the condition like I less or equal to 5. If you enter n is equal to 3, then here the condition will be I less or equal to 3. So this is the modification in same algorithm. Now how we can draw the flow chart? So here also we have to do some changes. First of all, in termination condition, I less or equal to n, and here one step we have to add, that is input n, and input n we have to write in parallelogram. So here one step is added, that input n, and before that we have to write start, and this is the flow chart of perform sum of 1 to n numbers. Hope you understand this example very well. So move to the next example. Our next example is find a factorial of a given number. We have to draw a flow chart and make an algorithm for this definition. So everybody already know that how we can find the factorial of a number. Let's take one example, that if I am enter one number as a 3, then how we can find the factorial? Simply 3 into 2 into 1, and answer is 6. So it is very easy example, because in previous example we have do same process, but only change is in sign. Means in that example we do sum of 1 to n numbers. Means if n is equal to 3, then 1 plus 2 plus 3. So similar kind of operation here, only the change is in sign. you can see here. So let us start how we can write the algorithm. So for algorithm, our first step is start. Our next step is we have to enter one number, because here you can see in definition that find a factorial of a given number, means we have to enter at runtime. So our second statement is input n. Then third step is this process will be done in repetition, that's why it is starting from 1. So assign the value of one variable as a 1. Now in previous example we have take sum is equal to 0. So here take one variable, I am taking one variable as a f for factorial, and our answer will be stored in this variable. Now I can assign like f is equal to 0. No. Why? Because here we can write the formula like f is equal to f into I, because in previous example we have write sum is equal to sum plus I, but here initially sum is 0, but if you take f as a 0, then what happen? 0 into 1, our answer is 0. That's why we can't take f as a 0, because in multiple of 0 all things become 0. So here instead of 0 we will take f as a 1. So in first step when we do operation, then 1 into 1 we will get answer 1. That's why. Now next step is repeat. Statement number we will write in later until our condition is I starting from 1. We have to go I lesser equal to n, because if n is equal to 3 then we have to do 1 into 2 into 3 only. That's why condition is same as previous. Now next step, instead of addition we can write multiplication and increment the value of our I variable. Now we have to repeat statement number 4 to 6 until our I lesser equal to n. So here we can write like 4 to 6. Now what will be the next step? When this condition become false, our final answer will be stored in our variable f, like sum variable. So we have to display the value of f. So here display f, and last is a stop. Now let's see how it will execute. Suppose n is equal to 3 and f is equal to 1. So in first step check the condition 1 lesser equal to 3, condition true. Then these two steps will execute. So in first step when I1 f is equal to 1 into 1, because initially our f value is 1. So our answer is 1. Now I is equal to I plus 1. So I become 2. Check the condition 2 lesser equal to 3, condition true. So again f is equal to f into I. So now it will take 1 as updated value and our I value is 2. So 1 into 2 we will get the answer 2. Now again I is equal to I plus 1. So I become 3. Now f is equal to previous f value is 2 and our current I is 3. So 2 into 3 we will get 6. Again I is equal to I plus 1. So I become 4. Now check the condition 4 less or equal to 3 because our n value is 3. Now our condition false. So these two statements will not execute. And see the value of f. Last updated value of f is 6. And display the f means 6 will be displayed. And simply find the factorial of a 3. So 3 into 2 into 1. It is also 6. So here you can see that our answer we will get, and it is stored in f variable. So just to display the value of f. In this way this logic will be executed. Now move to the flow chart. In flow chart our first step is start. Now next step is input n. N input is always in parallelogram. Next step is I is equal to 1, f is equal to 1, and this is expression. An expression we can write in rectangle. Next is a condition, and for condition we have to use diamond, and our condition is I less or equal to n. If our condition will true, then execute these two statements, and these two also are expression. So again use rectangle, f is equal to f into I, and increment the value of I. And now our control again goes to the condition because we have to do this process in repetition form, that's why. And at last display f. This statement will execute when this condition become false. So in false part display our output, that is f. Display f, and last is a stop. So in this way we can draw a flow chart and write an algorithm for factorial number. Hope guys you understand today's lecture very well. If you have any query then you can contact me anytime. Till then practice the examples more and more. Thank you so much.